I'm Darren Orff.
And I'm Anthony Viducci.
And this is another episode of Decoded where we talk about some of the news that came up this week in technology.
Yep.
First...
So count it down. What are we doing?
Okay. A couple of big things.
Mm-hmm.
First, we're going to start off with... which I feel like we talk about every week. But we're going to talk about wearables.
Yeah.
Obviously...
It's like the biggest thing ever since like Christmas.
And I don't know. When was the last time something exploded like this massively, like so quickly?
I don't know. I'm really old and I still can't remember anything.
Well, there you go. Well, so what we're going to talk about is Android. Android came out with their own operating system for wearables called Android Wear.
That's kind of awesome. And a whole bunch of people have now just jumped on the bandwagon. So all the companies.
Right. So we got two flagships. We got the Moto 360, which is obviously Motorola.
And if you haven't seen it, it's absolutely gorgeous. It looks just like a real watch, round, amazingly round, not square like everybody else's.
And it looks like just Google Now on your wrist. It's kind of what it looks like. And then like it has like a normal watch face when it's...
Yeah, it looks plain. It's not plain. I shouldn't say plain. I should say more of an everyday, average-looking watch. Gorgeous, and then all of a sudden turns into your wearable tech.
And it was cool to see it from Motorola because obviously they just got like sold to Lenovo, but they're still going to be working with Google, so I'm glad to see that. When we also have LG is going to be doing the G Watch. Yeah,
which we haven't seen yet, but we know it's square.
And I mean, obviously you get the Nexus 5 from LG and Google. I mean, they make good products when Google.
Yeah, the Nexus 5 is pretty good. So, and I don't think it's going to be bad. I think almost everything that's going to come out is just going to be fine. It's going to boil down to price.
Right, and speaking of price and wearables, this week Samsung dropped the price that they're going to have for their Gear Fit and their Gear 2, which they announced, I believe,
so
in
give
February.
Me the numbers.
The Gear 2 is going to be like it was for the Gear. It's going to be $299,
okay, and
the Gear Fit will be $199. Now, what do you think of those prices? Is that something that you'd willing to drop?
Again, it's tough. It's a tough price. I mean, I think I like the, not only for price, but I just like the $199. I think I like the Fit better. It just looks a little bit more futuristic for me.
Mm-hmm. Well, we got some hands-on when it was unveiled. I think that was in early February.
I mean, both of them are great. I mean, the camera move is a big move, so that way you can change the bands. That's kind of nice for the regular Gear. But for the Fit, I like it better. I think if I'm in the gym, that's the one I'm going to be.
I like its slim design too.
Yeah.
It's it's like a band.
It's a band. It's horizontal. It's not square. I'm not going to be doing this. I'm just going to look like this.
But it still has like a watch face on it. I mean, it's not like it's a Fitbit where
Yeah, and it's curved.
Right.
Yeah, just so I think that's
so for $200, I probably would still be waiting for a price cut on one of those, but
but everything is that price.
Yeah.
At that big at that kind of design, it's going to be between $200 and $300.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. And then don't forget though, it only works on Samsung devices, and I think that's up to 17 of them. But then you have Android, which is every device. So let's see if they
iPhones, but
I don't know what you're talking about. Let's
move
on from that.
Anyways,
let's move on from the iPhone camp.
We're going to go to the other big kind of technology conference that happened this week is the Game Developers Conference in San Francisco. And now the Game Developers Conference is really just for game developers. They kind of give talks about the industry and things like that. But it is a ground for companies to unveil hardware or games. It's not really known for that. It's not like an E3.
No, it's game nerd stuff.
Exactly. And we did get to see some hardware. So the big announcement, we talked about it last Decoded, and it did happen. Sony unleashed the Morpheus, or Project Morpheus rather, which is their version of the Oculus Rift. It's still in development
for the PlayStation 4.
For the PlayStation 4 only. That's correct.
So it could be cool. I mean, for the PlayStation 4, it's not coming out this year. Somebody's going to wait a full cycle for this thing to come out. That's kind of tough.
It came with Eve Valkyrie, and I believe it had a specialized version of Thief from Eidos Montreal's game that just came out. I think it was last month.
Thief was okay, actually. It wasn't the greatest game in the world, so ouch.
But I mean, I don't think it's. I think it was just to display the technology. But but from what I've heard, people who've been trying it out, it's competitive. It's not like something that was rushed out the door.
I mean, it's Sony, so they're going to do a great job. I can't see them failing on this. The only thing I can see is how much is it going to cost for the PS4. I mean, if it only works on PS4, it's kind of scary, especially if it's going to be in the range of, what, $300-400? That's my guess.
Well, and the Oculus Rift had an announcement at GDC2. They announced their Dev Kit 2, which is basically the Crystal Cove prototype that we got to see at CES for their developers. It has the SICK stuff. It has the latency.
I mean, it looks great.
Yeah, it's basically what they want the consumer product to be like, and now they're developing for it. So that's good to see.
It's a complete immersive experience. If you haven't tried it, when it comes out, run to the store, put it on your head. Hopefully you won't throw up like we almost did at some of these things, but for the most part you're going to have a great time with it.
And of course people think Oculus Rift is going to be the Oculus Rift killer. It's going to like, I just think it's going to make the market competitive, which is what you need for any of these things to really survive.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's going to be fun. I can't wait to see it on a PlayStation because it's not going to work with every game. Like we were talking about it before, how would it work with Infamous Second Son? It's a third-person shooter, so am I going to be behind him running sort of like a found footage movie? I don't know.
It'll be interesting to see. It is pretty interesting. And the final note that we have, today, we filmed this on Thursday. It goes up on Friday.
Yeah.
So yesterday, from the future, this is it's Twitter's 8th birthday.
Wonderful! Happy birthday, Twitter. Yeah, you know how I feel about social networking. Older people kind of don't like it. We're worried about our privacy a little bit much. You young kids love to tell everything about everybody.
They made a tool where you can go and look at your first tweet, but I assume that is non-existent for you.
The first tweet I ever said was, "I'm not tweeting." That's what it is.
That was the first tweet you ever said.
Yeah, because I'm never trying. Now watch. Eventually, I'll have to tweet, and everybody will tweet back to me saying, "I thought you were never going to tweet."
Exactly.
No, I don't have a tweet. I don't do Facebook. None of that stuff.
Well, I'll share with. I guess I'll share with the audience.
Tell me what you wrote.
Well, mine is like a lot of people is like testing Twitter, like Twitter, new technology, hashtag, whatever.
First bomb.
Didn't do that. I just kind of got right into it and said, at Captain Cletus, hey bud.
That's great that your screen just died on that.
Immediately. Captain Cletus, hey bud, I need to see the Doom Room ASAP. The Doom Room is a recording studio, not some weird thing.
Yeah, see, that's why I don't do it, because Doom Room does not sound like that, and if something bad ever happens and somebody has to go back and find that, it sounds like you're going to jail. So, nope, not tweeting.
Well, anyways, so...
Happy birthday, Twitter.
It's really fun. You can go see what your first tweet was. And sometimes it's kind of funny because some of the examples I've seen of people like, I don't know about this. This is weird. And obviously...
It's never going to take off. Boy, was that not right.
It took off.
It's still taking off.
Yeah.
Good for that.
So, and then just to wrap up, this week we're going to be doing a lot of coverage on Second Son.
Yeah, we'll have a full review of Infamous Second Son, which I'm not going to tell you if it's good or not yet. You just have to wait till tomorrow. It's good.
But I mean, and the good thing, like, the interesting about the Second Son is it is 1080p. It is like the first real testament of.
Yeah, without getting into it, this game pushes the PS4 to its limits.
And so, read about that, and
post comments. Let us know what you want to say.
And that'll do it for Decoded.
Yeah, I'm Anthony Viducci.
And I'm Darren Orff, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.